welcome you all in the third week of online MOOC program on social group work method. In last session, we have discussed about the society and the social work interventions. What is society? Society is the web of social relationships, and social work interventions are having the three types. First is micro intervention, second one is meso intervention, and third one is macro intervention. For this week's session, we are planning to discuss about the theoretical background of social work education. For this purpose, today we are trying to explore what is social workers connect to psychology. Here are the learning objectives of our session. To explain the social worker's relation to psychology and to define psychology and describe the experimental psychology. Yes, there are the challenges of social work interventions. Social workers are always finding it is difficult to do social work intervention because there are different levels of interventions. One must to have work on all the three types of these interventions if we want to solve the social problems. For example, there are the individual level, group level, and community level. Yes, there is the diversification in the society because the client group is diversified. Our clients are living in society, and society is classified in various categories. There are caste groups, there are class groups, there are religious groups. On the basis of gender also, they are divided. Yes, society is full of dynamics because these social institutions like caste, class, religion, they are always playing their dynamics, and that causes problems to do the interventions. One can do the interventions if we have that participatory approach, and the interventions success is depend on the quality of participation in the social project or the program. Now let us take a pause and think on the reflection spot question. Let us summarize your thoughts in keywords. Yes, now image 1 is you are finding that it's about industrious, coordination, cooperation, routine work, team effort, discipline, synchronization. So these are the keywords which can be in your mind because the ants are doing such actions. While if you are looking at the image 2, then you will think that there is something movement, there is the motion. One can do the interpretation, false interpretation like illusion. Yes, someone will find like it is the moving of the star, it is the rising of the star, or it is the falling of the star. But ultimately, it is the false interpretation. So it's something related with the mental process. Yes, so all you people are correct. Now, how it relates to our next question? Our next question is, what is psychology? Now, psychology is about the behavior and mental processes only. When this behavior is in the form of measurable actions, and when these mental processes are private, cognitive, and unobservable. What does it mean? Behavior, active behavior, passive behavior, these kind of the types we can see, but one can see that the behaviors are always measurable. And when we are thinking about the mental processes, then we came to know that the mental processes are of the subjective of type, because whatever the mental processes in your mind, it is unobservable, and that level of process can be explained under the terminology of cognitive. Cognitive is nothing but the internal process which is going on in your mind. So ultimately, psychology can be defined as it is a scientific study of behavior and mental processes. Yes, Is there any biological foundation of behavior? The answer is yes, because when we are looking towards the humans are having the brain, and brain have its operation. Its operation is through the nervous system. One can take an example of Parkinson's disease, in which brain is affected, and because of that affection in a particular part of brain affects a body part of that individual, and one can easily observe those signs and symptoms in that individual. So there is the relation between the behavior and the biological structure and the function of the individual. Now here is the image of brain, and the scientist had divided the brain in various parts. So as per the structure of the brain, there are the different parts which are controlling different body parts. So one can say that frontal lobe is about movements, problem solving, concentrating, thinking, whereas the occipital lobe of brain is related with the vision and perception. Yes, so the question is how people sense, perceive, learn and think about the world. We have observed in the image 2, that is the optical illusion. Now optical illusion is, when we are thinking about the optical illusion can be happen only if there is the something happening inside the brain, and the particular part of that brain is called as occipital lobe. So in occipital lobe of brain, if something is happening, then that is the behavior, or that is the mental process which can we see like that optical illusion. In the same way, when in the sensory area of brain is something going on, then only we can get the sensation of pain, temperature, etc. In the temporal part of this brain, we can say that there is the connection with the study with greatest effectiveness, and one can see, think and study these processes, like why it is happening, why people are getting sense, why people are having different perceptions, how the people are learning, and why people are thinking in this way. So these kind of questions can be answered in the studies, and these kind of studies are happening under the experimental psychology. So it is a separate stream of psychology under which the studies are going on. Now, what is experimental psychology and how it is related with social work intervention? Yes, the experimental psychology is related with the thinking, memory, reasoning, problem solving and language. So if we are studying these all concepts, then it's all about the experimental psychology. Now how it relates with the social work intervention? When we are talking about the school social work, in that setting we are using the thinking power, the memory power of the students. We are planning the activities accordingly, and these activities are for what? To change the behavior of the children. And this can happen only if we know the experimental psychology as the theoretical background, so that we can work with the students. In the same way, in medical and psychiatric social work, we are using the technique of counseling. In the counseling, we can do the work because only if we know how to resonate, how people can be counseled. If there is the barrier in the language, then how to overcome that barrier, and how can we solve that problem. So this can happen only if we know about the why these people are doing such type of reasoning, or what is the dynamics of the language and all. In the same way, in community projects and the campaigns, we are seeing that the participation of the community people or the local people are important, and if they are taking part into the community projects and the campaigns, then only with an consensus with the government authority the problems are getting solved, because they are coming, they are giving their decisions, and on that basis only they are taking the ownership of that project and that project runs well. So in this way, we can do the social work intervention at the individual level, at group level, and also at the community level. So there is the need of experiential psychology for the better understanding. The points to remember for this session are what? First, psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. Experimental psychology studies mental processes, and to practice social work method, theoretical background of psychology is essential. In the next session, we will more discuss about the different branches of psychology and how it will be helpful for the social work intervention and the social group work method. Thank you very much.